So yes, I am so glad that you're here and you're just taking time to not only strengthen your body, but listen to your body. You, in the quieter moments or just the pauses of this practice, you really can get to know what's happening. And sometimes, I'll say things that help you prompt that. But either way, the more that you can just listen and adapt your practice to what you're feeling in that exact moment, the greater you get to know yourself, what you need, how you're feeling. And like I have said before, anxiety or whatever that heaviness is in your body, in your emotions, is not the enemy. It's not bad. Awareness is our pathway towards growth. So as soon as we're anxiety aware, we now have an option that we can care for that and grow and move on. So if you saw the meditation today about it being a very rainy day where we are, I do want you to just notice if there is anything that needs nourishment and wants to grow, or if there's anything about your life expectations that you feel like you're labeling. And, it would feel great just to reframe that and call the challenging moments in our life actually our nourishment, our teachers. They help us learn how to be more grounded in a challenge or whatever it may be. So whether you want to think about that or not and just practice physically, I'm so glad you're here. Let's start in our child's pose to sink into our breath. So knees could be together or separated. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, sit back. Your hands can reach out and give all of your body weight to the ground. Take a few deep breaths where you're simply aware of them, not changing how long your inhale is or your exhale, but you're just noticing. Sometimes the quickest path to noticing how we're doing is our breath. We notice if it's catching on anything or if it's shallow, or maybe it is deep and it is trying to help us relax. So one more breath, just observing and being present to your life. And now we'll start to work with it. So I want you to inhale as slowly as you can and as deeply as you can. So you fill your belly in a way that presses against your legs, and that automatically stretches your back. And then once you're at your top, see if you can just as slowly exhale until you're completely empty of breath. And then allow your body to sink in when you're empty. And do that for a few moments, simply learning how deeply your body can breathe. Recentering on your capacity, and noticing that when we do slow down, when we use our entire lungs, it automatically calms us. There's a nerve that runs beneath our lungs, and as soon as it's touched, our body gets a calming sensation. And now just let that focus go, and I want you to feel every inch where you connect to the ground, and just for a moment feel grounded. You're held up, each finger touching your mat or your ground, the legs sinking down. And as your palms are on the ground, take a moment, and if there's anything that you want to lay down here on your mat and let go of, I want you to take a breath and just let it sink out of your hands so that you can feel lighter, just letting go of something you're carrying that you no longer need. And then simply bend your elbows, place your hands on your upper back, right around your neck. You can even kind of squeeze your shoulders a bit if you want to massage, and that'll stretch your triceps. And with your caring touch on your back, I now want you to breathe a moment of compassion, your own hands being a kind, calm embrace on your back. So what is it right now that you just need to hear that it's okay to feel or to be? I want you to recognize whatever circumstance you're in and just give yourself permission to be human. That's all that's ever asked of us. And one more deep breath of care, simply exhaling and feeling your touch. And fantastic. Let your hands go. We're going to come up to all fours. So take your time to press up. Then move your knees right underneath your hips and your wrists right underneath your shoulders. Take a nice deep breath, and we're going to go to cat-cow. So as you inhale, lift your chin and lift your tailbone. Notice the back of your neck and see if you can tuck your chin towards you to lengthen the back of your neck. Yes, that'll keep your spine fluid, your joints healthy. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, round your back. And you can even add a little wiggle. Start to notice what feels good for your body and adapt your practice. And then we'll go at your own breath's pace. So inhale, opening your belly, tucking your chin, and then exhale, round your back. Make it as long or as short as you'd like. Again, with being human, we are all so different. And yoga gives you the opportunity to practice and create health in your own body in the way that you're created. So take about 2 more. No rush. They can be slow if you'd rather just do one really long one. And then last time. And then recognizing our life, we're just create a little core energy here. So take your shoulder blades when you're ready to come still towards each other in the back. So it feels like you're dipping your heart down, but then at the same time, match that energy with hugging your abs up. So it's just as if you supported your spine top to bottom. All right, so once you've got that, if you want a little core strength and warmth, put your feet on the mat and just push into them to lift your knees so you hover. Yeah. And now I want you to notice your core again and see if you can lengthen head to back tail. And that's just going to feel like all of your abs are starting to work. Yes, one more deep breath, just feeling your energy rising, your heat expanding. And then exhale, knees come down, and a gentle camel. We're just going to lift up. So you can tuck your toes. Sometimes that feels better on your knees, or they can be flat. And then just very gently warming up. So make sure your knees feel okay. Hands can come fingertips down onto the back, and I want you to open your heart. And then tuck your chin and take a cleansing breath. So every time we open our heart, we help depression lighten. We help the mood stabilize and lift. So one more deep breath. I want you to be inside of your experience. And then inhale. And as you exhale, come back down. And we'll come to our first down dog. So you can tuck your toes if they're not tucked. Then lift your hips and shift back. And take a cleansing breath. Nice deep breath in. As you exhale, feel your heart center get a little heavier and softer. So before we find our posture, go ahead and play. Bend a knee, extend the opposite heel, or rock side to side. Listen to your body and ask it what would feel great, and then go ahead and do that. Keep giving yourself permission to be the unique human life that you are. And then one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, find your steady, centered space. And we'll find our posture in this pose. Yeah, you can just stay. So think into your fingertips and push down each finger evenly. So you can take your mind one by one through your fingers, and that'll calm your mind. And now notice your strong hands. Take a nice deep breath. Stay as you are, but exhale, push into your hands to lift your hips a little more. So I want you to feel like your chest stretched and your shoulder blades shrugged a little bit towards each other in the back. Yeah, that's it. Now you can bend your knees a bit and now release your tailbone. So you're just as you are, but if you bend your knees, you'll notice your tail can kind of come out of your body. Lift it to the ceiling. That's it. Now take one deep breath, and I want you to just notice your body. How do you feel here so you can come back? And then inhale and exhale. Bend your knees, look to your hands, and walk or hop forward and hang in your first forward fold. Just shake it out, yes and no. Roll your shoulders, move your hips around. And take a deep cleansing breath. Let your head sink down, your hips lift up. And do that one more time. Use your breath to create your fullest stretch here. And now bend your knees a lot so you can lift your eyes. That'll get your blood flow going. Then inhale, rise up as you press your feet down and lift. And exhale, hands lower down. Awesome job. So hopefully you feel like you're ready to flow a bit. So we're going to find our first mountain pose. So I want you to walk to a space where you can step back and ground your feet. So take a moment to lift your toes and then lengthen them down, similar to what you did with your hands in downward dog already. And then lift your heels and root them back as if you feel the outer edge of your entire heel. So that'll help your arch lift. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, bend your knees slightly so that you just feel like everything is soft and supple. So that helps your cerebral spinal fluid just flow the whole way up and down. And then see your tailbone and imagine it dropping down. So I want you to feel like your low belly kind of lifts up. And then your collarbone, see that you can open it up by taking the shoulders back. And that very gentle hug of your abs right around your lowest rib will help keep you nice and supported. And now what is going to help you with your hands? Maybe you want to take one hand on the belly, one on your heart, both on your belly, prayer, open next to you, or just a little bit of a lotus where your fingers are open. So find something that feels like it's going to help you find your intention and care for your body. And then I want you to take a nice deep breath in and just feel the breath. No effort here, just noticing. And as you exhale, feel the feet. And then in this grounded space, what is it that you want to cultivate? What within you wants to be nourished to grow? And take a moment and let that rise up within you. And then if you have something, hold it. And if not, just be open throughout your practice to listen to your body. And I want you to breathe and simply notice the crown of the head lift and the heels go down. Make yourself as wide and open and spacious as possible. And then keep that intention and length and let's start to flow. Inhale, reach up. So feel yourself expanding. And then exhale, bend your knees, dive down, open your heart. And again, expand downward. Hands to your shins or under the toes, flat back, extend and expand your spine. And then exhale, let it go. Knees bend, step your right leg back. And we'll pause in our first low lunge. So take a moment, reposition until your knee and your heel are lined up or your heel's farther away from you. And now lengthen your head to your back heel. You can always drop your knee. But I want you to feel that. Really show up in your body. Can you create expanse? Yes. Adding a little twist. Left arm, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Notice your knees and spin them out so they're in line with your toes again. And then we're going to add that spaciousness. Can you expand wrist to wrist, head to heels? And one more deep breath, just holding yourself, showing up, feeling as you do. And when you're ready to exhale, hand can lower down. Bend your back knee, step back to your downward dog or child's pose. So you always have permission to find the restful space or the energizing space you need in between. Now find your strong hands, soften your knees if they feel too straight, and feel length from your wrist to your hips. And now take 2 breaths, stay as you are, and just notice how you feel. So with that in mind, adapt your practice to care for and strengthen your own body and spirit. So here we go. Inhale to plank if you want. So just if you want, listen to your body now that you know what you feel like. And you can be kneeling or lifted. Pause and take your shoulders together and the low ribs in. So just like you practiced in the first moments of class. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower the whole way down to your mat. And point your toes back. And breathe in, lift your heart. See if you can tuck your chin and lengthen it just like you did in your cow pose. And then exhale, let yourself go. So let's do that again, but inhale, lift, lengthen the back of the neck, and now lengthen your tailbone. So it feels like your low belly lifts. And then exhale, let it go. And one more time. Inhale, lift up. And if you want, place the palms right above your butt, fingertips towards your heels, similar to your camel. Elbows lift. And then exhale, let it go. Press your hands down. And you can push back and maybe sweep through your child's pose before you come to your downward dog, just to give your back a little release, just if you want. And take a cleansing breath. So when you hear the word cleansing, what would that feel like in your body? Take one more breath, just noticing how you can care for yourself. And then when you're ready, inhale. And exhale, bend your knees and step your right leg forward. And we'll find our low lunge on this side. And then no rush. Find where your heel feels grounded, your knee feels lined up with the toes. And add energy of length, head to heel. So you feel like you're kind of drawing up your thigh here. And hold that expanse. And right arm will twist. Inhale, reach it up. So you twist towards your knee. Notice your shoulders and roll them back. Notice your knees and line them up with the toes. And then create 2 deep breaths where you are opening your body and showing up as much as possible. Feel your energy. One more inhale. And exhale, your hand will come down. Bend your knees, step forward into your forward fold. And this time, bend your knees a lot. Lay your chest on your legs and then hug your legs. And give yourself a deep breath of compassion. So feel the solidarity of hugging your own body. And take one more deep breath, just noticing how you feel in this moment. Present and caring. And then we'll let our hands go. Bend the knees a lot, lift the eyes, and inhale, we'll rise up. And if you want a little back bend your knees and take your tailbone back, and then lift your heart. And take one more deep breath, stretching into extended mountain or your back bend, just feeling the body open. And then exhale, hands will come back down to center. And we'll find our mountain. So it's okay if your mountain kind of moved. So we'll find it again. So reposition your heels under your hips, knees, hips, and toes all facing in one direction. Soften your lower half. Let your tailbone lower down. Open your front body, hips open, heart opens, and then hug the lowest rib again. And now where would be helpful for your hands? Maybe it is prayer, or maybe it's a gentle touch. And take a deep breath, and first just notice how you feel in this moment versus the last one. Realizing how your practice is changing your body and your spirit. And then on this next breath, notice what you need before you flow again. And with that in mind, let's reach up. Inhale, reach up. So once you're aware of what you need, can you bring it in here, whether it's strength or care? And then exhale, dive with it, whether it's grace or courage. Yeah. And then hands to shins, you're under the toes, and lengthen the back. Feel that length. Exhale, let it go. Knees bend, step your left leg back this time first. So we're on the low lunge again, and take your time. Reposition so your knee feels great right above the heel. Yeah. So coming to a warrior 1 feet, I want you to step the back foot in so you feel like it's grounded down. And when you're ready to rise up, inhale and lift. And then take a little bit of time, reposition so you feel like your knees and your toes are going in the same direction. And then press down the corners of your feet to lift your arches. Yeah. Once you feel like your knees are great, then all we have to do is focus on the expanse. Lift through the back of the neck, feeling your low belly lift, shoulders back. And feel the ground in this pose for a moment. So I want you to feel into the feet and how rooted your legs feel. And then maintaining that, I want you to feel how stretching, reaching, and lifted your upper body is. So you have these 2 opposing points, down and up. And you happen to be right in the middle. So I want you to just breathe and feel yourself in this pose, present to your future, your past, and just feeling grounded and yet able to grow. So take 1 or 2 more deep breaths and maybe remember your intention and see if you can cultivate it here. And when you're ready, you're going to inhale, reach up and open to warrior 2. And no rush, just reposition the heels to your left, toes to your right, and hips wide open. Arms come out to the side when you're ready. And start again in a similar way. Can you ground your feet first? And then can you reposition the knees to direct in line with the toes? And then head to tail, we lengthen and feel the core really support us. Gaze over your right arm if that feels comfortable. And see your body, see your strength, see where you're reaching. And at the same time, feel your back hand and how it's behind you in space. So again, 2 points. gazing towards your strength and where you're going, while also realizing the past and all you've been through. And then take a breath and be right in the middle. And then one more deep breath, just in this pause, the strength, the directions all over. And then this time, inhale and just reach up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, I want you to reposition your feet. So the toes are in, knees are out. So we're kind of squatting here. So your knees are going to be bent, heels in. Yeah. And then arms are going to come down and just create this goalpost or cactus arm. Yeah. So here at the same time, sometimes your belly really wants to back bend. So see if you can just hug that low rib in and think about the tailbone. Yes. So this is a great one to just feel power and strength. So as you breathe, feel into the heels, feel into the back strength and the open heart. And just take a breath witnessing your own body strength. How you have everything you need for all that your body longs to cultivate. One more deep breath. And then inhale. You can open up so you're just loose. We're going to windmill back to the right side. So back heel and arm lift and lower down. Step back to downward dog or child's pose and take a breath. Give your body a moment of freedom. A nice deep breath to notice how you feel. And then another one just to be. Can you let go of effort and expectation on your own body? And then one more deep breath. Notice what would feel good next. Is there something your body is saying? Inhale and exhale, knees bend, and step your left leg forward this time. So we're starting the opposite side of that little practice. So we start first with knees in line with toes. When you're ready for warrior one feet, you'll step the back foot in till the heel comes down. And no rush. Inhale, rise up as your body is ready. And take a moment, reposition until you feel like your heels can ground, your toes can lengthen. Yeah. And then we'll start with our grounding. Take a deep breath and find your feet. With practice, it becomes a little bit easier, a little more quickly. You can find your grounded space. And then line up your knees with your toes. It feels like you're squeezing different parts of your thighs and your hamstrings to help you align. And then you'll lengthen head to tail. Feel your core lift, shoulders sweep back. So again, right here in the middle, notice the season of life you're in or the moment you're in as you practice this. And I want you to just give that courageous permission to feel as you do, to be as you are, to struggle in the way that you do, and to realize that being human involves all of it. And then if there is something you have as an intention or cultivating, breathe out in here. What would it feel like if it was already in your muscle? Excellent. And then we'll take one more deep breath. And when you're ready, inhale up and exhale, open to your warrior two. And take the time you need. Keep giving your body all that it needs. Soft knees, grounded feet. And when you're ready, arms lift. And as you exhale, lengthen head to tail. Feel your posture in space. You look great. Gaze down your left arm and start to see your strength on this side. Hold that, and also in your mind, hold the feeling of your right hand behind you. Feel how you're in the middle of your past, your future, and just being present. And now physically or emotionally, what do you need in this moment? Can you find it? And two more breaths. See if your legs want you to go deeper or lift to be more gentle. Keep going after your intention, trusting that you are cultivating it already. And then when you're ready, inhale. We're going to reach up and just feel soft. And let's turn the feet again. So this time we're going to forward fold. So you don't have to bend your knees quite as much. I just want you to feel like the knees and the toes are in the same direction. Hands can start on your hips. Breathe in. And exhale, knees bend a little bit so you can lean forward safely, and then hands can come to the ground. Start in the middle and just exhale and round your back. Let gravity take your crown towards the ground. And in doing so, let it tug your spine open, just decompressing your vertebrae. Gently walk your hands to one ankle. Make sure your knees are soft. And then hold on to that side and allow your side waist to grow and expand. With each breath, focus on loosening and deepening into it. And then gently walk over to the other ankle. Knees soft again. Hold on to your ankle. And as you breathe, loosen and soften and deepen. And take 1 or 2 more deep breaths. How can you get the most out of this pose for your body in this moment of your life? And then walk to one side. So you can just turn your body and keep your legs so they're pretty straight. We're going to find a pyramid pose. So walk your back heel in until it's down on the mat. So your feet can be as close as they need. Now soften your knees in line with your toes. And take a moment to lengthen your head forward and your hips back. So you feel the underside of your leg stretch. Yeah, that's great. So you can soften your knee. You can have blocks here. You can hold on to the shin or your thigh. Just avoid any knee pressure. So the more you think about the hips back, head forward, the more you might feel your stretch. But make it yours. If you want to balance a little bit, we're going to do a couple things. So knees are going to be soft. And then the hand that's closest to your foot, so your same side hand, I want you to lift that up. So you turn towards the leg beneath you. So that kind of brings us off kilter in a revolved triangle. So to balance, simply think about your feet, ground them down, and then breathe with care. Give your body trust that you will listen and adapt to whatever it needs. 1 more deep breath in. And then exhale, your hand will come down. Bend your knees, and if you want our second balance, we're going to lean forward to a standing split. So you lean forward until the back toes feel like they could lift. To transition there, you could just bend your knees and stay here. This is a little bit easier because you're tighter. If you want to grow, you can lift the back leg into the air. And then just allow your head to sink. And focus again on your foot. Can you lift your arch? 1 more deep breath in. And then exhale, bring both feet down. Gently bend the knees and inhale, rise up. So a cleansing breath to lift. And then as you exhale, hands can come back down, knees bend, and we'll come to the other side. So I simply want you to step back your opposite leg now. So we're going to create pyramid pose on your opposite side. Take the time you need to find where the back heel is grounded. And then we'll start with those directions again. Hips, direct them backwards. Head, direct it forwards. So in a lot of these poses, you are going in multiple directions. So I want you to feel yourself in the middle. Notice how you have everything you need to practice each and every pose. And what could you do here to make this feel better? Keep giving yourself permission to change, add a little rocking, or whatever would feel great. Your body is wise. 1 more deep breath. And now if you like that twist, I want you to soften your knees if they got a little tight. And take your hand closest to your foot, so same side hand, and we'll lift it up. So again, you might be a little off balance, and that's okay. Feel your feet. Can you ground them down? Shoulders, can you roll them back? And be very present as your body dances or it feels like a challenge. How can you care for yourself? Trust that the challenge might actually be what is growing and nourishing you to become all that you need in the next moments of your life. So 1 more deep breath in. And then exhale, your top hand will come down. And if you like that standing split, we can go again. Remember your options. We'll lean forward till the back toes are light, and then we'll sweep it in so we have 2 bent knees. You can let your head hang. If you wanted to grow the pose, you can lift the leg that's light up into the air. And then see if you can find your lifted arch in your foot, pressing the toes down. 1 more deep breath, you've got it. And then exhale. This time your back leg is going to come in so you can sit down, nice and slow. And then just sit back. Fantastic. All right, so feet will come together and just let them open like a book. Hands behind. I want you to lift your sit bones and then sit them back a little bit. And inhale, press the hands down and lift your heart. You can kind of rock your neck, turn gently side to side. Feel what's going to help you open the muscles in the front body. And then as you exhale, you can walk your hands forward, just if you want. Remember, everything is optional. You could stay with your hands back for more of a heart opener. And then breathe your body weight to sink deeper. With your next 2 breaths, maybe focusing on lengthening your tailbone back, head forward. Gently inhale and walk up when you're ready, no rush. And then opening the back side of our glutes and a little stretch to the front of the legs. Take your left foot and just place it on the mat. So we are going to cross our legs. So here you could open your right knee to an easy pose where your right foot is in front, or you could take it on top, so that stacks them, fire log pose. Or you could cross your knees towards each other until your feet are out to your sides. This is cow face pose. And then take your hands and walk your sit bones back again. We're going to start in a similar way. Hands behind. Inhale, lift your heart. A gentle tuck of the chin. And let your body breathe as much as it can. In a traditional cow face pose, we're going to take our left arm up and then just take your left hand and touch your back. So very similar to that kind, compassionate touch you started with. Then your right arm is going to rest on your back. So your hand can just rest there. That stretches your right shoulder just fine enough. If your hands are able to touch and you like to clasp, that you're welcome to, but you don't need to. So we're going to inhale and still keep that gentle lift. Can your tail go down and your heart center lift? You can tuck your chin. Yeah. And then another breath in to really feel your body breathe. And as you exhale, you could keep the hands. We're just going to hold it for a breath and just lean forward very gently. And then after that breath, let your hands go. So you're welcome to hold your hands if your body is asking for that stretch. And now as you breathe, remember the first part of your class. And see if you can focus on the exhale, emptying out, sinking you into the stretch. And the inhale going all the way down into the depths of your belly to touch that nerve, to give you nourishment and relaxation. As you scan your body, is there any muscle that is a little bit tight that doesn't have to be? Can you allow it to relax in this next moment? Two more deep breaths. Allow yourself to complete them. When you're ready to breathe in, you can slowly start to walk it up. Again, no rush. Every body is different. And then just use your hands to help your legs come out. Sometimes that can be a little challenging. And you're welcome to rock a bit in the middle. Massage your butt. Loosen up your hips. And then we'll come to the other side. So this side, we start with the right leg coming on the mat. Again, it can be easy pose where you just let it fall. And same left leg, you can easily let it fall. Maybe you want to flex the feet and stack them. Or maybe you want to walk the knees towards each other and the sit bones back. So wherever you are, do the sit bones back piece. Hands behind when you're ready. And inhale, lengthen head to tail. With each exhale, drop into your hips. And take one more breath, just witnessing, noticing how long it is and what it feels like. At your own pace, right arm can lift and just touch your back and give yourself that moment of compassion where you're almost hugging yourself with your hand. And then left arm, let it rest on you to open the left shoulder in the front. If you want, the hands can clasp for a moment. And then nice deep breath in. And exhale, lean forward. And we're just going to do it for a breath. So if you want to try it, you can. When you're ready, let your hands go and stay in that forward fold. And with as much letting go and sinking in, give yourself permission to get heavier and allow your sit bones to relax back. On this side, as you breathe with depth, also notice all the ways that you're touching your own body. You're creating warmth, heat, and it's as if you have your own gentle hug. So can you use that hug as a circle of self-compassion? One more deep breath. When you're ready, inhale and walk yourself up. And exhale, just shake it out a little bit. We're going to create a staff pose where your legs are straight next. So take your time to get there and then use your hands again and walk your sit bones back. And if you want, we're also going to stretch a little the IT band by taking one leg and just place it on top in the middle of the other toes. So if that feels silly, you can just let it go, or you could cross it the whole way over and just kind of have your ankles hug each other. All right. So again, if you lost your sit bones, go ahead. So we're going to take a nice sweep forward. So as you sweep, if you want like a wave, inhale, reach up. Create length and then reach forward and allow your hands to rest down, tuck your chin, and give your body permission, again, to sink and to have as much heavy weight as possible. And see how your own body weight can be a blessing. Let it help your spine relax. And as you breathe, once again, notice how your body is caring for you. Each breath a sign of its own love for you. One more breath. Inhale, slowly walk it up. Exhale, the shoulders back and a gentle twist. So your right hand is just going to twist in front. If I didn't give you reasoning for what leg is what, you're just going to turn towards your top leg. So that'll help you. And then sit forward if you feel like you kind of rocked onto your sit bones. And then your back hand can just help you gently twist. Now, if you'd rather have this be more of like a balance, you're welcome to hold on to that top leg and lift it a little and lift your back arm. So there's always options. One more deep breath, letting it run up and down your spine. And gently exhale and bring your legs to the mat. And we'll switch. So your opposite leg is now going to lift and cradle into the toes. It could be straight, or you could rock the ankles to hug each other. Okay, so find your sit bones if you lost them. Let's give ourselves that lengthening breath. Inhale, reach up if you like the arms. And exhale, reach forward. And then soften into it. Tuck your chin. And focus on your exhales this time. How do you feel when you sink? And maybe your body scan could help you here. Scan your body and notice if anything is tight that doesn't have to be. And then let yourself loosen that. One more breath. Stay as you are. Slowly inhale and walk it up. And exhale, roll the shoulders back. And then take your opposite hand and you'll turn towards your top leg. And then the back arm, use it as a second spine. Press it down, lift your heart. If you like to balance in your twist, you could hold the outside of the foot and lift your back hand instead. Each inhale, lift up through the crown. Each exhale, turn back towards your back arm. 2 more breaths. Roll your shoulders back to open your heart a little bit more. Gently let your hand and foot come back down. And this time, bend your knees and just sweep yourself towards them so you have enough room to lay back. So we're going to slowly transition to the mat. If you want to lay back now, if you want to flow through that soft boat with me, that's what we're going to do. So you take your tailbone back. Hands can hold your thighs. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, just tuck your tailbone and then lower about halfway. Let your arms reach out if you want that extra something. And let your palms be open, allowing your body to feel as it does. Here, if you want more, you could lift one leg or both. And take 2 deep breaths of compassion, thanking your belly, your core, for practicing strength and supporting your spine. And then when you're ready, exhale, lay it down. Reach your arms overhead, let your belly pop, and stretch your abdominals. A nice deep breath, reaching as if you just woke up. And then exhale, bring your hands back to your sides. So turn your thumbs out and lift your shoulder blades and tuck them under. And then bend your knees. So we're going to release our spine while we also strengthen the back a little. So place your feet hip width. Now press into your feet as if you had mountain pose. Each of your 10 toes, push them down, push the heels. We're just going to roll up and down 3 times. So as you push into your heels, I want you to inhale and pick your spine up as if you're picking up a string of pearls, one by one, all the way at the top. And just take a breath where you create that expansion again, where you really show up in your body. Exhale, lay your spine down top to bottom, as if you're reversing that laying down a string of pearls. And then take 1 cleansing breath at the bottom. So 2 more times. Inhale and really practice articulating your spine. So this is great for learning body awareness and just control over supporting our back. And when you're ready to lower down, 1 by 1. And now you know you have 1 more. So take this breath and moment to notice what you need in the last time. And adapt it for your body. Inhale, rise up, make it what you need. Take that pause of expansion and breath. And again, exhale and lower down and allow it to be what you need. Fantastic. At the bottom, hug your knees and really give a hug. Lift your hips, lift your head, and then lay your head and tail down. That's going to strengthen and lengthen your back. And then roll your knees in a circle. So you kind of paint a circle around your tailbone. And then reverse the direction. And coming to a reclined pigeon, take 1 leg long on the mat and hug the opposite knee in. And then I want you to hold on to your foot and your knee very gently. And when you look at your foot, can you flex it so the middle of your foot is in line with your shin? It's not kind of kinking side to side. Yeah. Now here you can play. You can kind of rock your knee, your hip open, or you could hug your leg where you cradle it in your elbows. What would feel great to open your hips and your glutes? And at the same time, see if you could relax your jaw, your eyes, and your collarbones. 1 more deep breath. Gently release your hands if they feel like they're tight, and just take your foot now across your body. So you're in this kind of funky twist. And then turn away from your feet. So a nice gentle opening in the back. You feel that 1 hip lift and the low spine create a twist all the way up into the middle back. And then take your ankle, and this time place it on top of your opposite thigh and let your knee open. So if that does not feel good, you're going to put your foot next to your leg and open the knee. So it's a reclined tree pose, if you can picture a tree here. So you have one knee open, one leg straight. And now as you breathe, allow your body to root back. And let's do that hip sequence on the other side. So straighten your bent knee and then bend your opposite leg in. So give it a hug first. And I want you to hold your foot and your knee and then look at your foot and flex it so you feel like the shin is in line with the mid-toes. And now start your little movement. What feels good for this side of your body in this moment of your life? You want to hug, rock, stay. And once you've found it, allow yourself to melt again. Relax your face, your cheeks, your jaw. One more deep breath of compassion. And then use your hands to loosen up and just guide your foot over your body. And then look away from that foot. And with each breath, give a little hug of your belly button to your spine. And just feel how you're massaging your inner organs. What do you need here? One more breath. Allow yourself to find what you need. Gently guide your foot to rest on top of your opposite thigh or right next to your leg for a reclined tree. And then take a few breaths. Maybe your hands want to care for your belly or reach overhead. And practice that sinking in of your back body to melt the muscles within. So one last big set of stretches. I want you to reach your bent knee up to the sky as you reach your head, your hands towards it, and then lay your head back down. Take a nice deep breath. And then let's switch, other leg. Reach it up, extend the opposite one out, bent or straight. And now reach your head just for a moment, and then exhale, lay it back down. And now pause here. You can roll your ankle both directions. And as you breathe, can you soften even the little muscles in your fingers? One more long breath. And then go back to that first side. Give yourself an ankle roll. And then a few breaths where we practice softening our muscles. And then when you're ready, let your feet come down. And for a moment, we can come back to that cobbler's pose where your feet come together, your knees rock open, and your hands here. Maybe you want to practice that caring touch, laying them on your belly and your heart. Or maybe you want to reach overhead to get more of an opener. And I want you to breathe and notice how you feel. What do you notice feels worked or thankful, healthy, or nourished? And just take a moment being in your body, grateful for the effects of your practice. And one more moment, let yourself be. And then we'll come to your most relaxing position. So if it helps, sweep your hands to your thighs and guide your knees to touch. And then walk your feet out. So when your knees touch in, your low back gets more support. You can stay here, or you could lengthen your legs however you like. And then maybe you want to do that trick where you turn your thumbs out and you tuck your shoulders and you find more of a flat back. And where would help you with your hands in this moment? Maybe it's palms up to receive whatever your body is longing for. Or maybe you want to touch your low belly and your heart to feel how your body is on your side, loving and caring for you. And we're going to practice awareness for a few moments. This is the pathway to rewiring our brain to be calmer, more receptive, and intentional. So in this next moment, take a nice deep breath in and feel your belly rise. And as you exhale, feel yourself sink. Just start there, aware of the feeling. Now take your awareness to all the sounds that you hear. Maybe you can hear the rain. Notice the closest sounds and the farthest. And as soon as you're aware of a sound, practice observing it, witnessing it as if you witnessed a cloud in the sky gently passing by. Let it go. So take just another moment and maybe find a new sound like your breath and let it fade. And then come back into that physical sensation where you notice the next rise in your breath and you notice the weight of your body in the fall. And then now we're going to become aware of some of our physical senses. So what do you feel? How many temperatures can you feel against your skin? And textures like your hair, or your shirt, or your mat. Taste, smells, maybe even shades of light and dark around the outside of your eyelids. For the next breath or two, how aware can you be of new sensations? Also practicing letting them go. So in the future, you get to be more responsive and less caught up in your habitual reactions. And then come back to your breath again. Feel this next rise and fall, letting go of effort and just being. And then we'll take that awareness deeper. Notice your forehead and the way that it feels, and take a breath. Breathe it in across your forehead. And as you exhale, let the muscles in the upper half of your face relax all the way through your eyes. And then a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your cheeks and your jaw relax and fade back. Breathe in. And on your next exhale, feel the back of your head sink so your neck can soften. And then breathe in. And as you exhale, let the upper part of your chest relax back into the shoulders, melt and widen. Inhale. And as you exhale, scan down your arms to your hands and let them become heavier and relaxed. Breathe in. And as you exhale, feel your whole back body sink and melt so your belly can also feel free. Inhale. Exhale, feel your glutes and let them sink heavier so your hips can widen and expand and feel free. And lastly, breathe in. And exhale, run down your legs to your feet and let them all become heavy and free. Bring your mind into your breath. And notice every nuance of lift, switch, and lower. Every single breath of your life is brand new. So for the next few moments, simply come back to the amazement of watching your breath, letting your mind soften into it. As soon as a thought or a feeling or a sound or sensation catches your awareness, practice being gentle towards yourself. That's okay, that's human. And then just guide your mind back to your breath without judgment, trusting the process of creating a calmer life experience. Stay as you are and take a couple more breaths, just being. Without moving, how do you feel? Can you notice the calm you created, the inner strength, the mental focus? And for 15 seconds, I want you to practice gratitude for something. You get to choose. Hold it in your mind. Trust that it's creating a little more joy by focusing on it. Gently feel your presence against the mat. Feel your body as you breathe. Start to wake it up by moving your fingers and toes first, nice and slow. And maybe say thank you to them for all they've done. Then roll your wrists and your ankles. Again, warming up, waking up, and thanking your body. It's amazing that you just thought about rolling them and now they're rolling. And then what'll feel great next? Listen to your body's wisdom. Give yourself that stretch or that hug or that little rocking motion. Anything goes. And after a moment or two, roll to one side and stay there. Maybe cradle your head for a moment. I want you to feel how the ground has got you. It's holding you up. You can let yourself be held. And then I want you to feel your belly breathing again, your heart beating or your warmth. And notice how your body, it's got you. It's on your side. So rest in that safety. And then one more time, notice the air that's coming inside and going back out. The very air that's around you on your side. You are safe, you're supported, you are wanted here. And then one more deep breath of freedom, letting go. When you're ready, you can press your top hand and you'll come back up to sit. And we'll finish together with a deep breath. So find your seated posture. And then breathing as one, inhale, reach up. And exhale, namaste. Thank you so much. You did awesome. I really hope that you take this with you. You feel like you're able to be present and yet let go of things that used to irritate you. You're awesome. Thank you. Keep nourishing your body.